The following broadcast is a special presentation of BroadcastSport.net. BroadcastSport.net is now proud to present the 2013 IHSAA Baseball Tournament. Today, from Coveleski Stadium in downtown South Bend, we present the Class 4A Semi-State Championship game between the Blue Blazers of ElkhartCentral High School and the Broncos of LafayetteJefferson High School. Today's game being brought to you by the great folks at Doug Bernacki, Attorney at Law of Elkhart, Bandwagon Video of Bristol, Penguin Point of Elkhart, Mike's Sporting Goods, Creative Promotions, K-Wood Video, K-Wood Products, Verizon Wireless, Mapletronics Computers, John A. Civil and Company, and 4way.net. Let's head inside Coveleski Stadium for coverage of the 2013 IHSAA Baseball Semi-State Championship game right here on BroadcastSport.net. A mix of sun and clouds in beautiful downtown South Bend, Indiana. The home of the South Bend Silverhawks is the setting for today's Class 4A North Semi-State Championship game. The 30-1 Blue Blazers of ElkhartCentral host the 22-12 Broncos of LafayetteJefferson High School. Along with our chief videographer, Ben Jones, our technical director, Darrell Yaw, our good buddy, Doug Bernacki, I'm John Overmeyer, and it's time for baseball here on BroadcastSport.net. The winner of this contest will head to the state finals at Victory Field next Saturday night for the Class 4A state title. Doug, good to see you. Glad to have you here at Coveleski Stadium. And we've got two teams here historically who have not been to this level of the state tournament for 25 years, both the Blue Blazers of ElkhartCentral, the Broncos of LafayetteJefferson High School. Last time they played at this level, 1988. So one of these two teams is going to go home disappointed. The other one obviously is going to have an opportunity to go and play for a state title next week.
Well, if you're watching on the video, you can see that ElkhartCentral is the home team, and their pitcher just took the mound out there. They've taken the field, Tanner Tully, number 17, and he's the key for Central today. I think that we'll find that even though they haven't played at this level, these kids have a lot of travel experience. They have a lot of baseball knowledge, and of course, Tanner's going to Ohio State next year, so I'm expecting a lot out of him today. I don't expect this to be a pitcher's duel, though. The wind's not blowing out, but the weather is a hitter's day. It's a beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day. Of course, ElkhartCentral comes in 30-1. The winners of the LaPorte Regional last week with a 5-4 win over South Bend Clay, then a 4-2 championship game win over Lake Central. And the Blue Blazers have just had an amazing season. As you talk about Tanner Tully, but you talk about these other kids on this baseball team, a senior-dominated team, and a lot of these kids are going to go play some Division I ball. And, of course, this is a big year for ElkhartCentral, looking for their first-ever trip to the state finals. Let's run down the lineup here. First for Lafayette Jeff, who will be the visitors on the scoreboard this afternoon. Austin Albrecht will lead it off and play center field. Bailey Purdue will bat second and play right field. Pete Ripke is on the hill today. He will bat third. Griff Clark bats fourth and plays shortstop. Keaton Hamilton bats fifth and plays left field. Reed Pittard will bat sixth and he'll catch. Ethan Smith is a designated hitter for the second baseman, Joe House. He will bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing first base is Daniel Nelson. And Blake Nugent will bat ninth and he'll play third base for Lafayette Jeff this afternoon.
Boy, they've got a talented group of seniors on that roster too, don't they? I mean, that 3-4 hitter, 5-hitter, 6-hitter, all seniors. For Central, behind the plate, we have Kyle Smith on first base today. It looks like Tim Namasnack's out there. Second base is Casey Ianegro. Number 10 at shortstop, Corey Malcolm, and he's one of those players, as you said, who's going to play D1 baseball at Arkansas Little Rock. I know they'll be glad to get him. And at third base, on the corner there is. I'm trying to see who that is.
That's Austin McCart.
Austin McCart, senior Austin McCart, and he's quite an athlete. He was a great football player for Central this year on the defensive side. In center field, I see Matt Eppers out there, and Matt's going to Ball State on a baseball scholarship, and he was Central's football kicker, so he's got ice in his veins. We got in left field Caleb DeFries, and I can't see the right fielder from my vantage
Jesse
point.
Zapata will be out in right field.
And Jesse came through with that big RBI in what, the sectional game or the semi-state game?
It was the sectional game. He had that big RBI. Yeah, in the regional game against the Clay last week over at Schreiber Field. We are set to go. Our opening pitch, the lefty Tanner Tully into the wind. The pitch to Albrecht is swung on. Ground ball towards the third baseman, McArt. He fires over to first, pulled off the bag, but a nice job stepping on the bag. And Albrecht with one pitch grounds out 5-3 for the first out here in the top half of the first inning.
And I see I made a mistake. That's number 11 at first base. That's Futterconnect. That's Riley Futterconnect. He's normally the number 3 pitcher for this team.
So he will play first base today. Eppers in center, Caleb DeFries in left, Jesse Cepeda in right field. Austin McArt at third. Corey Malcolm is the shortstop. Casey Negro is the second baseman.
How about that? One pitch out.
Yeah, not bad, as Bailey Purdue will step in, batting .300, has a couple of doubles and 11 RBIs for the Broncos this season. And you'll notice our video stream. We've got a couple different cameras we're doing today, as there's a called strike. So no balls and 2 strikes to Bailey Purdue. That gives a nice job here.
Well, you always like to see the pitcher get out ahead early, and 2 strikes. Wow, that's on the corner.
That certainly is, right on the corner. So that will actually make the count now, no balls and 2 strikes. Pretty good crowd here at Kovalevsky Stadium on this late Saturday afternoon. And Tully's 0-2 pitch swung on and missed for strike number 3. That is strikeout number 97 on the year for Tanner Tully, and that is the second out of the inning.
You know, the first 3 batters up always have the jitters at this level of competition, and you know you can kind of see the nerves right there in that 3-strike at bat. Peter
Ripke batting .305, steps in here for Lafayette Jeff. First pitch from Tully is low and away for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, this is a big guy, isn't he?
Oh, he is.
I know these teams aren't familiar with each other on the field. They don't meet in conference play. They haven't met, in my knowledge, in a long time, if ever.
I don't think they have. Hoosier Crossroads is where Lafayette Jeff plays. They will play in that conference one more year. Then they're going to switch to the North Central Conference in the 14-15 school year. As there's a called strike to Ripke. And the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Peter Ripke, batting .305, 28 RBIs, 8 doubles, and 6 home runs this year for the Broncos. And the 1-2 pitch popped up, and that is going to be towards center field as Matt Eppers will be back, and he will glove it, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Elkhart Central defense. Nothing across for the Blazers as they will come to bat here in the bottom of the first. No score on BroadcastSport.net.
Introducing the plan that revolves around you. The new Share Everything plan. Only from Verizon. It's the first plan of its kind. Now get unlimited talk, unlimited text, and a single pool of shareable data that powers up to 10 devices, including smartphones, tablets, hotspots, and more. Plus, you can use your smartphone as a mobile hotspot for no extra charge. And with Verizon, you get more 4G LTE coverage than all other networks combined, in over 300 cities and counting.
Right now, get the Droid Zyboard 10.1 tablet or the Droid Razr, both by Motorola, and start sharing everything. Visit any Verizon store, VerizonWireless.com/share-everything, or call 1-800-256-4646. Verizon. New 2-year activation, upgrade, early termination, and other fees may apply. Coverage details at VerizonWireless.com/bestnetwork.
Back at Kovalevsky Stadium in downtown South Bend, Indiana. Bottom of the first we go. No score between Elkhart Central and Lafayette Jeff. And Doug, we need to talk about the man in blue, Jeff Gwynn from Cambridge City, Scott LaPlace from Fremont, Zach Siwa from Valparaiso, and Thomas Neuenschwander from Ossian are 4 umpires here in today's semi-state championship game.
And we got to remind everybody that the Blue have a job to do, and we like to have sportsmanship in high school sports in Indiana, so let them do their job. There's bad calls in sports. Baseball is one of those sports that's prone to have a bad call now and then, and they balance out over time. Hopefully this game is not going to come down to these pitchers, although I want to mention number 7 out there on the mound. I think someone came into the booth and told us where he was going to go to college this year, and I think that was Vincennes. Is that correct?
that is Vincennes, yes. Pete Ripke headed to Vincennes University down in Vincennes to play some baseball, and he has a record of 7-2 coming into this semi-state. 2.23 ERA, 67 strikeouts, and only 7 walks on the season.
Wow. And if I'm not mistaken, he's got a brother pitching, a left-handed brother pitching at the college level for Huntington. And he's hoping to get on the field as a freshman for Vincennes. There's the first pitch.
To Tully, who's batting .505. He'll take a strike, and it's 0-1. Tanner Tully, Caleb DeFries, and Corey Malcolm, the top 3 hitters here for Central in the bottom of the first. 1 pitch, Tully high, fly ball deep towards center field. Austin Albrecht backing up. He's got plenty of room, and he will glove it. A long fly ball out by Tanner Tully, and there's one out here in the bottom of the first inning.
Did he get a home run in the first inning against Clay?
He did hit a home run in the first inning against Clay, and matter of fact, he hit another one in the next inning, which was a 2-run home run. Tanner had a couple of home runs against Clay in the regular season.
He must be talking about you. The straw
Absolutely.
The drink.
The straw that stirred the drink. Yeah, well, I'm kind of a big straw, that's for sure. As Caleb DeFries batting .359 steps in. He'll take a strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1.
Boy, he's hitting his spots right off the bat, isn't he?
He sure is. He's really moving. There's another fastball. That one just missed a little bit outside, and it's 1-1.
I can't help but notice the facial hair on the pitcher. That's something different from the days when I was in high school.
1-1 pitch, misses outside. Well, if you played for Ken Schreiber at LaPorte, there was no such thing as facial hair. Not during the season. You didn't have to have a lot on top either. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Malcolm will pop that up into short left center field. The shortstop Clark backing up. He'll glove for out number 2.
DeFries hit that. He snow-coned it. Did you see that?
Yeah, he sure did.
He barely got that in the glove. Now, talking about hairstyles, we got a mullet coming up here at the bat.
Yeah, these high school kids, I'll tell you something. It's all about image anymore, it seems like. As Corey Malcolm at 447 will step in.
Corey's my favorite imp by the way. He's an imp, but he's a good imp.
Here's the pitch to Malcolm, and he'll take a strike right down the middle, and it's 0-1.
It's not the speed that's setting him down. It's the placement that's setting the Blazers down. He's making him hit his pitch. He did it again.
Pops him up. This one off the left side of the mound. Ripke back, and he will glove. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Lafayette Jeff. Nothing across for the Blazers in the first. 1 inning in the book. We're scoreless here on BroadcastSport.net.
Both teams looked a little jitterish there. They both were out in front on them.
We'll get back with the top of the second after this short timeout. Back we are here at Kovaleski Stadium as we go to the top of the second inning. No score between Lafayette Jeff and Elkhart Central. Griff Clark, Keaton Hamilton, and Reed Pittard who hit against Tanner Tully. First pitch from Tully is a beauty. Griff Clark swings through it, and it's 0-1.
Boy, that was a nice changeup, wasn't it?
And not bad for 77-mile-an-hour changeup either. So it was on the gun. They've got a gun going on these kids today up on the scoreboard. 0-1. That's hit to center field. Falls right in front of Matt Eppers. And Lafayette Jeff has their first base runner and the first hit of the baseball game.
I thought this looked like a day when we're going to see some hits. We've seen the first one.
And that one coming from the number 4 hitter for Lafayette Jeff. So 1 on, nobody out. Brings up Keaton Hamilton batting .324. 16 RBIs and a couple of home runs this year for the Broncos. First pitch from Tully is high for a ball.
Tully's got quite a hairdo out there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. They, I think what I had heard is that these guys were all growing beards and goatees as long as they stayed in the state tournament, kind of a team unity thing. Swing and a miss, big cut there taken by Hamilton. Squares a count, a ball, and a strike.
You know, not only am I a sponsor of the program today, but I had a son that played 4 years for Coach Stutzman at Elkhart Central, and he knows all these boys like they're his brothers. And I'll have a little bit of input on.
That pitch is down low for ball. 2-1 now the count.
I've had to talk with him this year that the reason why Elkhart Central is at this level is because they got a team of athletes that are not only good students and good citizens, but they're all drug-free and alcohol-free. They made a commitment several years ago, or when they were freshmen, to stay away from those vices, and look where it's gotten.
Yeah, absolutely. One step away from playing for a state title next week down in Victory Field. 2-1, squares bunt, runner goes, snap, throw down to second, stolen base for Griff Clark. Smith with a good throw. Heinegra covering the bag, but a stolen base, runner in scoring position for Lafayette Jeff with nobody out here in the top of the second inning. Good throw by Smith, but a good jump there by Clark to steal that bag.
Usually on a left-handed pitcher, that's not so easy to do.
And the pitch, check swing, strike.
Tully has a history of pitching out of jams, though, so here he is again.
He's got a 3-2 count here on Keaton Hamilton. 3-2 pitch. High for ball 4, and runners at first and second now for Lafayette Jeff. First walk issued by Tully. That's only the 20th time he's walked a batter this year in 32 games.
They got to settle down out there. I mean, obviously, Lafayette Jeff got that hit. It kind of settled them down, and now it's up to Central's defense to settle down and hey, just play ball. You've done it all season. Just get out there and do it again.
Reed Pitter squares the bunt, bumps it straight back up towards us.
I thought it was going to come in here for a second to get the net out.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh, yeah. One year in the semi-state, I remember we were sitting in this booth, and there was a screen out, and the ball came rolling up and came in, almost got Darryl. He was sitting where you were sitting.
Well, we couldn't get the window open before the game.
Oh, that's right.
If we would have, it would have hit me right in the head.
Nice bunt laid down. Tully fires, and only plays over at first, and it's not in time. Infield single, and the bases are loaded for Lafayette Jeff.
Boy, that was good small ball there, wasn't it? They played that just right.
Boy, they sure did. Tully did not have a play at third and made a decision through at the first, but the speed of Pittard got him on the base paths, and the bases are loaded with nobody out here in the top of the second inning.
Tully might have even decided to hold that ball. I was surprised he made the play. I didn't think he had a chance even, but he made it close.
So 2 hits in the inning, bases loaded. Here's Ethan Smith, the DH for Joe House, the second baseman, batting .234. The pitch from Tanner. That's high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes.
Most teams, high school teams, you worry about the first baseman making a play like that. You don't even want to throw him around.
Hi, Derb. Derb, the ultimate Clay fan, over in the hospitality room next to us, as there's a snap throw down to second, runner back in.
He's not getting in the picture, though. He's leaning in front of the booth.
Oh, yeah. Well, we love Derb, man. We love his dance. Saw him at graduation last night. We streamed the Clay graduation last night as that pitch is down low. 285 people received their diplomas at South Bend Clay last night.
You know, I can't see the radar gun up there. Can you give
that was 89 miles an hour, that last pitch from Tanner Tully.
For a lefty, that's pretty fast.
Yeah, that certainly is. It's huge. And that pitch in there for a called strike, that one was 86 miles an hour as the count goes 1-2.
It looked like he took a little speed off that and tried to get it across.
Bases loaded, and here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and fouls it off back to the backstop. The count remains 1-2. Some updates in baseball. Vincennes Reveille leads Rising Sun 7-0 in the 6th. Of course, Norwell beat Western 5-2 in 3A. Oh, that game is now over. Okay, final score, Vincennes Reveille over Rising Sun. Give you another scoring update after this 1-2 pitch. There's a ground ball. That one's foul. South Spencer beat Park Tudor 2-0. Northfield leads Adams Central 1-0. Jeffersonville and Indianapolis Cathedral playing in 4A. Jeffersonville leads 1-0. And Jasper and Crawfordsville are scoreless in the first. Softball state finals. Lakewood Park won the 1A game by beating Tecumseh 10-3. And Adams Central loses to Cecina 4-2 in softball today.
Well, the top of the second inning here is developing to be a pretty interesting one.
That is a big strikeout there.
Helped himself a lot. Strikeout pop-up in this situation would go a long way. Who we got up here? 21.
That would be Daniel Nelson, the first baseman, batting .192. The one out, bases still loaded here in the top of the second. No score between Lafayette Jeff and Elkhart Central. And the pitch popped it up, but that one's going to be on top of the press box.
I thought the baseball gods were talking to me when I said pop up or strike out here would help too. A double play even.
Yeah, you got a force everywhere.
I don't know if Central's been in this situation this year with bases loaded, have they?
I don't think so. Not that I can recall, as that pitch is low. The games that I saw them play and the one that we did at Clay, they were not in that situation at all.
Maybe against Penn in one of the earlier innings of that game they lost.
There's a popped ball right back to the screen. And the count remain 1-2.
30-1. It's almost tough to say that Penn was that one win as a Central Blue Blazer person. You know, it's.
But they got him back the next game.
And the pitch. That's on the corner for a call. Third strike. Another huge strikeout for Tully. That's number 3 on the day, and that's 2 outs in the inning.
And that's what Tully's made a living at here. He's gotten that strikeout and that pressure out when he needed it. I mean, he's been a clutch pitcher in the jam, and I don't mean to jinx him. I'm going to find some wood to knock out here. There we go. Come on, one more, Tanner.
And there's a swing and a big cut taken by Blake Nugent, batting .310 for the Broncos.
And how fast was that?
90 miles an hour.
I was going to say that was up there.
Yeah, that was a big fastball there. We'll see what he comes back with on the 0-1. A little bit of an off-speed pitch that time, stays down low. That was only 76 miles an hour.
See their third base coach's body language change out there and after that last strikeout.
Absolutely. And that one's going to be hit towards right field as Zepeda drifting towards the line, and he will glove it. And the inning is over for Lafayette Jeff. No runs. There were 2 hits, 3 left on the base paths. There were no Elkhart Central errors. We go to the bottom of the second scoreless on BroadcastSports.net.
Full-service video production studio offering the latest digital technology at affordable rates. Our services include scripting, marketing, and employee training videos, video editing and duplication, personal tribute videos, as well as transferring home videos or films to DVD. Our guiding principle has always been to exceed our clients' video production expectations. Our present location is 16575 State Road 120, King Plaza, Suite C, 1 mile east of downtown Bristol. Please call us at 574-848-5969 for more information, or visit our website, www.bandwagonvideo.com.
Penguin Point is the people-pleasing place. Now that summer is here, you need to head to Penguin Point, which is fantastic food off our great menu. From warm and wonderful sandwiches to hot dogs, burgers, fish, and chicken, as well as scrumptious side items. Penguin Point is your summertime stop for great food. And make sure you check out the many great deals we offer. Visit our website for specials and savings. Penguin Point of Elkhart wishes the Central baseball team the best of luck in the state baseball tournaments.
You know the athletic director of Lafayette, Jeff?
I do not.
No, I don't know either. I know Brian Buckley's the athletic director at Elkhart Central.
Yeah, Mark Preston is the athletic director. I had a chance. I did meet him. We were down at the Lafayette basketball semi-state during the winter when Triton was down there, and I had a chance to talk to him. I don't know him that well. I'd known the one before because Ed Gilliland, who's the athletic director at LaPorte, was the baseball coach at Lafayette, Jeff, before he came home.
I went to high school with Ed. Now, he was one of those great kids in high school. I mean, I'm glad to see his athletic director over there.
Yeah, he's in some court issues right now.
I know. I think that'll go away.
I would hope so. As Butter Connect will lead it off for Central. He'll take a strike, and it's 0-1, 75-mile-an-hour fastball that time from Ripke.
There wasn't a better kid growing up than Ed Gilland, I can tell you that.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a friend of the show, and obviously the athletic director at LaPorte was a great kid and spent some time, done some stuff with us on radio.
He wasn't one of those gifted baseball players, though. He was a guy who just played his role.
High fly ball towards right field as Purdue will be there, and he'll make the catch for out number 1.
Another long out from Central. They're putting the ball in the air, aren't they?
They are, and the outfielders, there's been 2 balls in the outfield and 2 pop-ups in the infield in the first 4 batters.
You know, baseball is one of those games. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes it rains. But you got to hit the ball where they're not, and you got to hit the ball where they're not. And Central's not doing that through the first 5 hitters here.
We'll see what Matt Eppers can do here, the center fielder, and that is a strike. We have an email comment from one of our listeners. Says we were there with Elkhart Central in 1988. Go Blazers! That's where that was from. There he goes. Pitch fouled off to the screen. And the count at 0-2.
And a win here today would break new ground for the history of the program, and Steve Stutzman would be quite a feather in his cap as a coach.
0-2 pitch. High fastball swung through and missed by Eppers. That's out number 2, and that's strikeout number 1 for Peter Ripke.
I gotta notice the way Mr. Eppers walked off. He is one classy kid, and he flipped that bat and had no stress. Just relax. That will bring your team around when you behave like that. You know, behave well, and your team will play well.
Casey Inegro, the second baseman, will step in here for Central. And the first pitch to him is the strike. Casey batting .457 on the season.
He's been very hot through the tournament, hasn't he?
You know, he has. He's had some timely hits. Trying to get things going here for the Blue Blazers. That pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. And down 0-2 is Inegro.
He's got a lot of experience in the American Legion, playing for Bristol Legion Post, and Jim Treadway, the head coach over at Concord, has been his summer ball coach. There, was that a strike?
No, that was the ball. That was just a little bit outside. It's 1-2.
This is a batter's pitch here, huh? No.
Nope. 1-2 pitch. There was line, and there's Central's first hit of the day as he lines it down the left field line. So the first hit of the day is Inegro singles to left field.
He stays hot again, hasn't he?
You know what? Sometimes just that one hit will get you going. As Inegro goes to first, Austin McCart batting .337 will step in now.
I know Inegro's going to play in college somewhere, but I'm not sure where he's going.
I forget where he's going. And Buck was in here earlier telling us where some of these kids were going, and I don't remember what he said. Yeah, 6 are going to college to play baseball, either Division I or Division II, throw over to first, runner back in safely.
And I hope their college coaches, if they watch this video or are watching now, listen and put these kids in leadership positions, because these are good kids. I've spent a lot of time with them, and they are brilliant children.
Well, you know, and I think that is a huge point. You know, you can be a good athlete, but not necessarily a good leader or a good kid off the field. And these kids all, both in the classroom and in the communities, that one's popped up. The shortstop, Clark, gives way to Hamilton, the left fielder, and he will catch it for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and there were no LafayetteJefferson.
Starting to look like a pitcher's duel.
I think so. We go to the third scoreless on BroadcastSport.net.
Mike's Sporting Goods, where champions are outfitted. Mike's has equipment and uniforms for every level, being the only Adidas and Russell team dealers. Mike's offers the best pricing around. Call Kevin at 574-229-7999 and mention this ad and receive 20% off your next order. That's the fine folks at Mike's Sporting Goods.
Are you in need of quality building materials, friendly advice you can trust, and service you can count on? Look no further than Kaywood Products in South Bend. Kaywood Products is your home for all building materials, ranging from dimensional lumber to hardware, windows, doors, and much more. Come on down to visit Kaywood Products at 25785 State Road 2, just 2 miles west of Mayflower Road, and across the street from South Bend Motor Speedway. Or give us a call at 574-287-4262.
Top of the third inning we go at Kovaleski Stadium in downtown South Bend, Indiana. No score between Lafayette Jeff and Elkhart Central. It is the top of the order for the Broncos. Austin Albrecht, who grounded out to McGart to open up the game back in the first. He's 0 for 1. And the first pitch from Tully in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. 89-mile-an-hour pitch that time from Tanner.
Well, these Broncos crowd that plate, don't they?
Oh, boy, he is really tight in that box. Here is the 0-1, and that misses for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I think he's looking for a base on balls here myself. He saw Tully walk someone in the last inning, and that might be the best hope as a leadoff.
And the 1-1 hit on the ground towards the second baseman, fielded by Inegro. He'll flip over to first, and Albrecht grounds out 4-3, first out of the top of the third inning.
That was a late swing on an inside pitch.
And that's what made him pull it right towards the second baseman is Bailey Purdue, who struck out in the first steps in. 0 for 1, 300 hitter for the Broncos.
That's an interesting last name for a guy who's in Lafayette, Indiana.
Yep.
Yeah, Purdue, but it's spelled a little different.
P-E-R-D-U-E is how he spells his name, as that pitch is fouled right to the right of us. And out of play.
The basketball player for the Bulls, or maybe Frank Purdue, the chicken grower in Maryland.
There you go. And that pitch is high and popped out of play, and it's 0-2. Yeah, the Purdue Farms, who grows all the chicken that is sold in local grocery stores.
I don't think Frank is with us anymore, but when he used to do his own TV commercials on the East Coast, they used to joke that he looked like a chicken. Because he had like the rolls like I do under the chin, and he was old and wrinkled. But
0-2 pitch from Tully. That one is popped up. This one into short left field. Here comes DeFreeze coming in quickly. Dives cannot make the catch as it hits the ground.
They got him at second.
They got him at second base, though, as he took a big turn, and the tag applied by Malcolm. So the base hit, and then they get the 7-6 on the bag near second base.
Inigo put the tag on. The throw was from Malcolm. Malcolm backed up the play out there. And DeFreeze really made an effort there. I mean, he went all out for that ball, didn't he?
Yes, he did, and a nice throw.
He's fast. Did you see that?
Oh, man, he is. As there's 2 outs here in the inning, so the base hit will count when then they get the out at second base, so 2 down. And that brings up Peter Ripke, who popped out to Eppers to end the first.
I've watched some Silverhawks games out here. In fact, I have the Silverhawks baseball hat on today, and I tell you, I don't think I've seen that outfield speed, even at that level. I mean, I could not believe what I just saw there.
He had a lot of that one right over the top of us as DeFreeze came. I mean, he was playing deep in left field, and he had to come charging and almost came up with it.
Your car's going to get hit by probably a baseball.
No, my car's over on the left field side there, Ben. Daryl's parked right next to me. That one pitched just misses, and I mean just missed. 89-mile-an-hour fastball just misses for a ball. It's 3-1. Tully working quickly from the hill, 3-1 pitch. That one off the handle of the bat, not a play right side.
Go for Tully. That's a pretty good sign when he starts picking up the pace. That shows that he's settled down and he's got his confidence. He usually works real fast. You know, I'm looking around the grandstands here, and I see some Central notables. I see Taylor Futterconnect, who Tully broke his home run record this year, and Tully got himself out of that inning again.
He got a strikeout right there. That is the 4th of the game. We have played 2.5, and we're scoreless as the Blue Blazers come to bat on BroadcastSport.net. Mapletronics Computers is the place to find great computers, great service, and really great people. Stop by their showroom located at 2116 West Wilden Avenue in Goshen and see what's new in home and office computing. Their friendly service team is there to help with all of your computer repairs, whether you need a tune-up or a complete format and reinstall. New computers, high-speed DSL, Verizon Air cards, they've got it all. Mapletronics is your hometown store for computers and more. Give them a call at 534-2830 or visit their website at www.mapletronics.com. Since 1956, John A. Sibrel & Company has been helping their clients protect their financial interests. John A. Sibrel & Company gives friendly advice and helps you make the choices you want to make with your money. John A. Sibrel & Company is a member of the Chicago Stock Exchange. For more information on how you can protect your money, give John A. Sibrel & Company a call at 574-232-4854 or see them at 202 South Michigan Street, Suite 824 in South Bend. Back on BroadcastSport.net from Kovaleski Stadium in downtown South Bend, Indiana. Bottom of the 3rd, Class 4A North Semi-State Championship game. No score between Elkhart Central and Lafayette Jeff. And I want to let you know my son's minor league baseball team out at Chet Wagner Little League. They lose to South Bend Chemical today, 9-3 in 5 innings. That's their first loss. Advanced Auto drops to 10-1 on the season, but losing to South Bend Chemical this afternoon by the score of 9-3 in 5 innings. But that's okay. Every loss is good.
John, I always like it when you bring the personal side to the job, and it's always nice. We've got a first batter in here for this bottom of the 3rd.
Jesse Cepeda.
Yep, number 9. Jesse's the guy and I noticed he's got a camo uniform today. You want to tell him about that?
Yeah, I was going to say, we even saw North White in the 1A game where they're wearing the blue camouflage uniforms today. And it looks really sharp on all these kids. It's the blue with the white camo uniforms, and representing the Blue Blazer colors today. We saw North White wearing the same thing earlier in their 10-0 loss to Lafayette Central Catholic. Cepeda reaches one out. That's going to be some trouble as well. That'll fall in between the shortstop and both the center and left fielder. That's the second hit of the game for Elkhart Central. A single by Cepeda to start off the 3rd inning.
That's that lucky number 9. That's the number my son wore for the Blazers the last 3 years. So Cepeda did the number well.
Yes, he did. That is the second hit now for the Blue Blazers here in the contest. So Mike Namasnak will come up.
And he's DHing.
For Kyle Smith, the catcher, batting .313.
His sister's on the softball team.
Yes, she is. She's quite a softball player. I tell you what, Timmy's got a lot of experience at baseball.
And he'll square through that one. And
that was a bunt attempt. Did he offer?
I thought he did. They said yes, he did, and it's a called strike. So he did offer on that. So no balls and a strike. Namasack.
He's going to be playing at Concordia, I think, up in Michigan next year, right? He's going to be playing.
That's where he's headed next year. Fouls that one back to the screen, and it's 0-2. So, like we said, 6 of these kids playing some kind of college baseball next year off this Blue Blazer team.
Can you see the speed on these pitches?
That was 75.
That was a curveball.
And that was a 75-mile-an-hour curveball, folks.
He throws a lot of change-ups, this pitcher, though. He really tries to get them out on front on their front leg so they've got no power and get a little pop-up out of them or a little dribbler.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Namasack.
You know, something I've noticed about both these pitchers today, their ball drops.
Yes.
I mean, right as it comes to the plate, it drops. And that makes it a real effective pitcher, doesn't it?
It does. When you've got that, and especially this, obviously, it keeps you guessing. And there again, that one dropped again just outside, and Namasack almost swung at it.
But that was his fastball, and it was off the plate, and he uses that fastball as a setup pitch. If that fastball at 80 comes across the plate, someone's going to hit it hard.
And that was 86 miles an hour on that last pitch.
Yeah,
and that pitch is going to be poked out towards the stands on the right field side, and a nice catch made by a fan down the first base line. So no EF on the fan. We have these little things, EC on a coach, or EU on an umpire, EF on a fan, AB on a broadcaster. We have a few of those every now and then.
You're keeping the scorebook over there.
Yes.
I don't see any WWs on it.
No WWs on it.
Yeah, that's what I have to put in it because I space out every now and then.
And there's a swing and a miss. Nice fastball, 86 miles an hour. Gets Namasack for out number 1, and that is strikeout number 2 for Ricky.
Pretty aggressive up there. This pitcher's taking advantage of aggressive hitters. I can see that.
So 1 down, 1 on. Back to the top of the order, and Tanner Tully. Long fly ball out to Albrecht back in the bottom of the first. Tanner 0 for 1 on the day, batting .505.
Nobody's getting a real high pitch count, are they?
Nope. There's a ground ball right to the second baseman. Glove throws to second for 1. Reload to first is not in time.
That wasn't close.
But they get the lead runner, so the fielder's choice.
Well, you saw Tanner's speed on that play, didn't you?
Yeah, sure did. 4-6 on the out at second base. Tanner reaches on the fielder's choice. There are 2 outs and 1 on.
Now we have the number 5. We have number 5, the speed runner, speed hit.
That's DeFreeze, who
Caleb.
popped up. Yep. But that was a nice play by Joe House. He had to make a move, and he gloved that ball and made a strike over to Clark, who was covering the bag in the relay throw. Obviously, Tanner beat out because of his speed. We'll see what Caleb can do here with 2 outs. Take a pitch high for a ball.
You know, to give credit where credit's due, that was an impressive stop, wasn't it? Impressive stop by their second baseman.
Yeah, it was. House did a nice job. That was a hard-hit ball, too, and he had to make a very quick reaction and did so. Throw over to first. Tanner Tully steps back in safely.
Well, they're DHing, right, for the second baseman. So
yes, they are.
He's out there for his glove.
And that pitch is a called strike. 84-mile-an-hour pitch that time to Caleb DeFreeze.
So he put the fastball over the plate. Up to this point, I've seen him use it as a setup pitch and go off speed a lot.
1-1. That's a called strike as well, and it's 1-2.
He came back with the fastball again, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Looked a little low, but it's a strike because Blue said it was a strike.
Absolutely, and these guys working hard. We got 4 umpires in this game. Here is the 1-2 pitch, off-speed hit, back right through the middle, up to center field. Tully will stop at second base. 3rd hit of the game for the Blue Blazers, and their 2nd of the inning.
So a little bit of a 2-out rally looking like it might be starting here in the bottom of the 3rd.
No score in the bottom of the 3rd. Each team with 3 hits here in this contest this afternoon. That will bring up Corey Malcolm, who popped out to the pitcher at the end of the 1st.
I know what Corey's thinking right here. He's thinking 3-run home run. And he can do it.
And he'll take a pitch low for a ball.
Boy, that was close to hit that corner, wasn't it? That umpire was starting to flinch. And he said, no, this isn't a short batter. If it was DeFreeze, he might have called it. He gave that low strike to DeFreeze. He didn't give it to Corey.
High for ball number 2.
Now he's starting to pick his spots, and you see the pitcher getting nervous. He's pulling on his shirt sleeve a little bit. This is a spot. This is where we see if he has what Tanner has, the ability to pitch out of a jam.
2 balls, no strikes to Malcolm. And that pitch is low for ball 3. You can tell when he left his hand where that was headed.
I would almost say that was a yip. You know, where he short-armed it a little.
3 balls, no strikes to Malcolm.
He's taken here.
And he will take right there for ball 4, and the bases are loaded for Elkhart Central here in the bottom of the 3rd.
You know, I don't see Stutzman giving too many signs down there on the third baseline. These guys are
yeah, they know what they're doing out there. I don't think he has to do an awful lot of sign giving or coaching. They know the situation. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Riley Futterconnect will step in, flew out to right field for the first out of the 2nd inning.
There he's giving a sign.
Krista Futterconnect is high for ball 1.
Still 2 outs, run on anything.
No activity at all down in the Lafayette Jeff bullpen.
Boy, this is a good left-handed hitter here.
1-0. In there for a called strike, taken for all the way, and it's 1-1.
Now, if you notice, that was almost a quick pitch. That batter wasn't ready, and that ball came in there quick.
1-1. High for ball 2. And it's 2-1.
Well, you can see this pitcher work, can't you?
Oh, boy, he is.
His pitch count isn't up there yet, but if they keep getting runners on, it will get up.
2-1. That one popped up out of play or left side, and it's 2-2. 87-mile-an-hour pitch that time from Ripke. Two balls, 2 strikes to Futterconnect. Bases are loaded here in the bottom of the 3rd. 2-2 pitch. High for ball 3.
This Futterconnect is a two-way player, a pitcher, first baseman, and now he's being called on for his offense here. He's in the lineup for his bat.
It comes down to this here in the 3rd. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch is popped up, and we'll go again.
Yeah, it's out of play. I took him up to Hillsdale College in Michigan last winter for a showcase, and Riley was the class pitcher at that showcase.
Was it?
Yeah. I think if they had a little nicer field and facility there, he probably would have been going there. I don't know where he's going. Do you?
I have not heard. No, I'd have to ask Buck that question.
You know what? I do know. He's going to DePaul.
DePaul, that's right. And I remember Buck saying that. Yeah, he came in to talk to us before the game. And
so that's a good student, too. That's a good school for academics.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Futterconnect strikes out. And that ends the Elkhart Central threat here in the 3rd. No runs. There were 2 hits. There's 3 left on the base paths, and there were no Lafayette Jeff Bears. We played 3.
And I thought that was a little quick, too, and it was high on the outside, and made him chase it quick.
And he chased it, and you're right, that is the end of 3, and we are scoreless on BroadcastSport.net.
Promotions Incorporated of Elkhart is your only stop for all of your great promotional needs. Call them for your spirit wear, work shirts, clubs, teams, races, or athletic wear needs. Call Earl Keys at Creative Promotions Incorporated at 574-532-5607 for a free quote. At Creative Promotions, our product is promoting yours. That's Creative Promotions at 3112 Lexington Park Drive in Elkhart. Give them a call at 532-5607.
Aren't you getting tired of waiting on the Internet? www should not stand for worldwide wait. 4way.net offers wireless broadband internet service with nearly 50 towers throughout St. Joseph, Southern Elkhart, Marshall, Kosciuszko, and Fulton counties. Now you too can surf the web like your friends for as little as $49 per month. 4way can deliver the internet at speeds of up to 3 megabytes per second and beyond. Contact 4way.net at 574-277-7720 for an up-to-date status for your area. If you are in an area that you feel may benefit from their service, let them know. Visit their website at www.4way.net. We are back at Kovaleski Stadium where we move to the top of the 4th. No score between Lafayette Jeff and Elkhart Central in college baseball. Today, IU beat Florida State by the score of 10-9, and they are 1 game away from advancing to the College World Series. So what a great season so far for the IU Hoosiers, defeating Florida State this afternoon. 1 more victory, and they will move on to the College World Series.
You know, that was ball 4, too, that he swung at in that last inning, and if he took that, it's a force run.
As Griff Clark will lead it off here for Lafayette Jeff in the top of the 4th. No score, 1 ball and no strikes. Griff Clark, Keaton Hamilton, and Reed Pitter to hit for the Broncos. And that pitch on the outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch from Tully. 1-1 pitch is low for ball 2, and it's 2-1. Clark singled, stole a base, and got stranded. One of the 3 base runners stranded by Lafayette Jeff in the 2nd. Tully's pitch just misframed nicely by Smith, but just a little bit upstairs, and it's 3-1.
Tully's come with a few off-speed pitches to start off this inning, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. 3-1. Right down the middle on the fastball at 86 miles an hour, and it's 3-2.
I'm not sure he's got his best stuff today, though. He seems like he's struggling out there at times.
3-2 pitch is popped up. That one out of play into the stands down the first base line.
When he's working fast, he looks like he's got his good stuff, but this batter, he's taking a little slower, hasn't he? He's not.
Yeah, he's kind of looking down at the pitching rubber and kind of getting himself set. See him usually work pretty quickly, but he has slowed down just a little bit. 3-2 outside for ball 4, and Clark will draw a leadoff walk here in the top of the 4th. That is the second walk issued by Tanner Tully.
And what is it? It's 90% mental, and the other half's 90% skill, and the other half's mental.
Something like that. Yep. So that is the 4th hit.
Yes, they got him back there.
Almost a snap throw by Tully to try to get the runner. Clark couldn't quite do it. So runners at first and second here for Lafayette Jeff. Top of the 4th, no score. There's a called strike.
And we got a left-handed batter against a left-handed pitcher. That's always a unique situation, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Pitter did single back in the 2nd. So he's already got 1 of the 3 hits, or 4 hits that Lafayette Jeff has. There's a shot right at the third baseman. Throw back to second base. They get the double play.
And they got the lead runner, didn't they?
Yes, they sure did. So a nice play there as they get the 5-3. The line out to McGart, who then fires over to Inegro for the out. That's a 5-4 double play, and there's 2 outs in the inning.
And I don't care what sport it is, defense wins championships.
Yes, it does.
It's not won yet, but that sure takes the steam out of it, this wind out of a team's sails.
Oh, it certainly does.
Look at that body language of that third base coach again. You know, it's like, not again.
And a snap throw down at first, and the runner back in. Fielder's choice for Pittard, and obviously Clark and Hamilton retired on a great play from McArt to Inegro.
Now, if it comes down to offense, the odds should be shifting towards Central because they have a lot higher team batting average than Lafayette Jeff, if statistics mean anything.
1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, well, 378 as a team for Elkhart Central. That pitch is, there goes the runner, throw down to second base. Not in time.
Second stolen base for the Broncos today, and look at that wind picking up out there.
Yeah, it is starting to now blowing down to dead center field. So runner at second with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th.
You just said it, so later.
The pitch from Tully. That one a little inside and tight for a ball.
I'm enjoying watching the third base coach for them. He's got a little bounce in his step after that stolen base again.
Scott McTaggart, the head coach for Lafayette Jeff in the third base coaching box.
Well, I don't think he's been in the box once today.
No, he's outside in it. Yeah, they've got that old rectangle out there for them to step in there, and he goes back in there now. But anytime he gets a little excited, he comes out of that box. And the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ethan Smith, the designated hitter. He struck out back in the 2nd. 2-2, swung on and missed for strike. Number 3, strikeout number 5 for Tanner Tully, and that retires Lafayette Jeff.
Superman does it again, doesn't he?
No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and there were no errors. We will go to the bottom of the 4th. We're still scoreless on BroadcastSports.net.
The High School Athletic Association has a simple message for all those who participate in high school athletics. Play hard. Play to win. But above all, play with respect. Respect for your teammates, respect for your opponents, and respect for the game. Practice sportsmanship the way you play. All out. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Along with Doug Bernacki, Ben Jones, and Darrell Yaw, I'm John Overmeyer. Doug, we've got a couple emailers here. It says, great broadcast, listening down in this great state of Georgia. We were there in 1988 with the Blazers. That's from Tom and Brooke Ertl. So they say hello to us, and glad to have them along. And question for you, Doug, has Tully been drafted yet? If so, will it be to be the pitcher of a possible Major League team for him?
Well, I don't think the Major League draft has taken place this year.
Yeah, it actually has. It took place this week, actually.
Last day was yesterday.
Yeah, last day was yesterday. I think the last few rounds were yesterday. I don't know.
I don't know if he was drafted. I saw something on the news about him being drafted, going to be drafted, but I didn't watch the draft on
I did not either.
ESPN, so I hate to be uninformed. MLB Network? I didn't watch it. So
I did not either. We'll have to try to find out before we get you an answer. As Eppers will lead it off. First pitch, a base hit to right center field. As Eppers gets things going for Elkhart Central here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Then we got this hot guy coming to the plate again, number 3, Casey Ianegro for the Blue Blazers.
That's hit number 4, so each team with 4 hits here in this contest.
Now, but this is the first time they've had a leadoff batter on base against them.
Yes,
so
it is.
Put a little pressure on them. Get a man over to third base, and that squeeze bunt becomes an issue.
And Ianegro had a single back in the 2nd inning. Here's the pitch from Ripke. That's on the corner for a strike, and it's 0-1.
I wouldn't be surprised in this kind of a game if he's putting a play on here to run. This Eppers is pretty fast. He's got 21 stolen bases on the year. 1 more stolen base. I think he's got the school record.
There he goes, and that pitch is fouled off. So the school record stays intact at least for 1 more pitch.
To wait, with 2 strikes, so that's what we got, right?
Yep.
With 2 strikes, I'd like to see the runner run. Strikeout, throw out. That doesn't happen that often at this level.
No balls and
we're going to get
strikes.
A throw over, I think. Watch, he's
he's going to come to the plate, swing, and a miss for strike number 3. So Ianegro goes down swinging, first out of the inning. Strikeout number 3 for Pete Ripke.
Here we got number 1 for the Blue Blazers.
Austin McArt
coming up. He's a third baseman. He made a heck of a play in the field last inning, didn't he?
That was a great play right there to double up the runner at second base as well to turn that great double play.
And often you see a player give a great play in the field and turn into a great at-bat in the next at-bat. So he's got the mojo going. Let's see if it follows through and the baseball gods carry out with the normal course of things here. He's big play in the field, big at-bat.
And the pitch from Ripke. There goes the runner. The throw down to second base is in time. A 2-6 caught stealing as they get Eppers for the 2nd out of the inning. And the school record is still intact for stolen bases.
The draft is still going on today.
Oh, it is still going on today, okay.
They haven't been picked yet. There's a couple teams that's still on their list yet.
Okay, Tully has not been picked, but there's still a couple teams out there where they're on this list.
What's wrong with the scouts? This kid's been hot his whole life.
Absolutely. As there's a called strike to McArt, and it's 0-2.
Haven't got a call yet today.
Okay.
Well, if they're all 6 feet 6'10" pretty soon on the major leagues, I'm going to stop watching.
Slow ground ball fielded by the catcher. He's going to have to hurry the throw, and he throws it away. First error of the day as McArt heads to second base.
And maybe third.
And he will go all the way to third as the ball is finally retrieved in. So that will end up being a 3-base error as Elkhart Central has a runner at third base. First error of the contest.
Boy, that was one he should have eaten, wasn't it?
Yeah, just give that up and get another batter and try to get that third out. Absolutely. Mistake there by Pittard.
Big play in the field, big at bat, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. A slow roller.
It was a swinging bunt. A swinging bunt for a triple.
Or as my son would say, that was kind of an intentional bunt.
Too bad we didn't have that runner on.
Yeah, well, he did that the other night in a game that he played out at Chet Wagner Little League. He swung and just hit a slow roller and got on. He said, Daddy, that was just an intentional bunt because he did not have the bunt sign from the coach.
And look who's up for the Blue Blazers, Mr. Clutch himself.
Mr. Zapata, who singled, of course, back in the third. Here's the pitch from Ripke. He'll hit one.
It's
right
good.
Center field. That should fall in. The right fielder is there as Purdue makes a great running catch in right center field. Thought that was going to fall, but that will end the threat here in the fourth.
We couldn't be looking at extra innings already.
I don't know about that. We'll see.
These guys are pretty evenly matched defensively.
Oh, it's a great game. No runs, one hit, one left, and there was one. LafayetteJefferson, 4 in the books here at the Cove. We are scoreless on BroadcastSport.net.
Introducing the plan that revolves around you. The new Share Everything plan. Only from Verizon. It's the first plan of its kind. Now get unlimited talk, unlimited text, and a single pool of shareable data that powers up to 10 devices, including smartphones, tablets, hotspots, and more. Plus, you can use your smartphone as a mobile hotspot for no extra charge. And with Verizon, you get more 4G LTE coverage than all other networks combined, in over 300 cities and counting.
Right now, get the Droid Zyboard 10.1 tablet or the Droid Razr, both by Motorola, and start sharing everything. Visit any Verizon store, VerizonWireless.com/share everything, or call 1-800-256-4646. Verizon. New 2-year activation, upgrade, early termination, and other fees may apply. Coverage details at VerizonWireless.com/bestnetwork.
Back at the Cove in downtown South Bend, we move to the top of the 5th inning. A great game here. Lafayette Jeff and Elkhart Central are scoreless as Daniel Nelson leads it off for the Broncos. Swings at the first pitch, but hits it right to Matt Eppers for out number 1.
That was an Adam ball, wasn't it? That was an Adam ball.
It was 1 pitch and 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. That'll bring up Blake Nugent, who flew out to Zepeda to end the second. He's 0 for 1 on the day.
And if you're a parent of a player on the bench for either one of these teams right now, I think you're realizing your son is probably not going to see a lot of action today, is he?
No.
So
we've had 4 hits for Lafayette Jeff, 5 for Elkhart Central. 87-mile-an-hour pitch that time from Tully to Nugent is a strike, and it's 0-1. And I think you said extra innings there. We'll have to wait and see. Here's the pitch that's high and tight for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Again, they're crowding that plate. You know,
they are.
To back them off. See, they're trying to. They don't care if they get hit to get on. I can see that. They need runners.
And the 1-1 is popped up. That one out of play right side. And it's 1-2. 85-mile-an-hour pitch that time from Tanner Tully.
Boy, I've seen him pitch a lot harder in the past than this. He's touched 92 where I watched him, and
1-2 in there for a call. 3rd strike. Beautiful pitch there. Strikeout number 6 for Tanner Tully, and that is out number 2 here in the top of the 5th inning.
You know, usually he's got that. I think it's a split finger fastball. It's a fastball that drops, and as this game's gone on, he's turned to location a little more. I don't see the drop I saw in the 1st inning.
Jasper leads Crawfordsville in 3A baseball in the 4th, 5-0. Of course, Jasper, a very proud program down in 3A, looking to move to the 3A title game next Saturday down at Victory Field. What?
Northfield's 5-0.
Northfield leads Adams Central 5-0 in the 3rd in baseball. As that pitch bounces in, as the hitter is the top of the order, Austin Albert, who is 0 for 2, has grounded out to McGart and also grounded out to Ionegro, so he's 0 for 2 on the day.
I don't think too many teams have put the bat on the ball like this team has against Tully this year.
2-0 pitch. That's down low for ball number 3, and it's 3-0. Of course, Lafayette Jeff, part of the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. They'll be in that conference 1 more year, and then they will go to the North Central Conferences. There is ball number 4. So a 2-out walk issued to Albrecht gives Lafayette Jeff a base runner, and that will be the 3rd walk issued by Tanner. Then we got Bailey Purdue, who has struck out and singled.
I thought that Austin Albrecht was looking for a walk last time up, and then he took a late swing at a ground ball that went to the second baseman. This time, he didn't really get much to hit, did he?
No, he didn't. As Kyle Smith goes out to have a chat with Mr. Tully.
Kyle's done an amazing job at catcher this year.
And had his little conversation, talk about some strategy here.
He's faint, isn't he? The catcher's faint.
Yeah, he is. Time called here. Is he?
He needs some sugar.
Something.
Pepsi.
As Coach Stutzman goes out to take a look at Kyle Smith.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
He's about ready to collapse.
Lay him. Sit him down.
Trying to get him to lay down.
The stress of these games are something on these kids, aren't they?
Oh, they are.
He's got low blood sugar, guys. Figure it out fast.
Yeah, low blood sugar, plus we've also got, it's not a real hot day today, but it is very muggy in the area, so with all that catcher's gear on.
Let's hope it's nothing serious, you know.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, they're putting water on his neck. I mean, if he's got pain in the neck, it could. I mean, I hate to think of the worst of case scenarios, but I've seen basketball players have strokes on the field, and you know, it's. He's not out though. He's still alert.
No, yeah, he is already is sitting up, getting some treatment right now. The umpire noticed that right away after he came jogging back.
He was holding him up, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, because Kyle went out to the mound to talk to Tanner, and came jogging back, and then all of a sudden the umpire grabbed him because he started looking real woozy, and then down he went. Now he obviously is sitting up and having his eyes checked here by the Elkhart Central training staff.
All the coaches were out there. I see Lonnie and Steve Asbury were out there, and Coach Stutzman was right on the scene setting him down.
So time has been called here as Kyle Smith being tended to.
Looks like we might have the Silverhawks.
Yeah, the Silverhawks, I think training staff is trainer going to come out as well. There's an ovation. Kyle back on his feet. But yeah, he came out, went out to the mound, came jogging back, and all of a sudden got real woozy. The umpire was holding him up, and then all of a sudden just kind of slowly taking the ground. Now they're going to check extremities as well and have him put his hands out and arms out to the side.
He probably will anyway, but is there a rule you have to go out like there's in basketball?
I don't know if there is in baseball or not.
Well, I think once you're out, but I don't think they can reinsert him, can they?
I think he can probably re-enter.
Even when they're using a DH for him?
That I don't know. With the DH, I don't know.
There's DH for the second baseman.
And Kyle kind of walking around, and he will head to the Elkhart Central dugout.
Boy, that's a big loss.
Kyle Smith, the junior catcher, heads to the Elkhart Central dugout.
And I was saying those parents whose children weren't going to get an opportunity to come out here, and now I think we'll see Devin Prater come out for the Blue Blazers.
And it looks like who was jogging was doing a little bit of warming up down in the bullpen area.
Devin's been a catcher for the Bristol American Legion post the last 2 summers, so he's got some experience behind the plate. I don't think it's favorite position. He'd rather be out at third base or pitching. He's probably the 4th pitcher. He's a senior, and he's certainly got a lot of experience. So he is a good backup. He replaces a younger catcher in Smith. Smith's a junior. He's a senior, but you know, in terms of ability, Smith beat him out, I guess.
That's the way it is, but it's good you have a good backup like this. So Devin Prater getting a few warm-ups in here to replace, and he'll shake the umpire's hand as he comes in to replace Kyle Smith, who goes to the Elkhart Central dugout.
And you know, last year they had a 4-year starter. Adam Ray-Snyder graduated for the Blue Blazers in 2012, and he had been their catcher for pretty much every pitch. So these guys don't have a lot of high school varsity experience at this level. I mean, at the Cove here, I don't think either one of these guys have played before, have they?
No, he has not.
It's exciting to play here, and I hope that Kyle Smith is okay and makes a full recovery, at least for next week if they need him, you know.
Daly Purdue steps in, and a throw over to first base.
2 outs, man on at first. We got a ball count here.
And 1-0. 1 ball in, no strikes to Purdue. Another throw over to first base. Runner back in. 2 outs, 1 on here in the top of the 5th, then a scoreless game.
I know that the second baseman has done some catching too, so they have Ian Negro who can also go behind the plate. So they've got some other options here if something happens to Devin.
There's a called strike.
The White Sox took ISU pitcher Devin Moore in the 27th round, 813th overall.
Okay.
What's happened with Indiana baseball? IU, are they Hoosiers going to the World Series?
Well, they're 1 game away. They won earlier 10-9 over Florida State. They've got to win 1 more in the regional. And if they do, then they'll head to the College World Series. But they beat Florida State 10-9.
Is LSU going again?
Yeah, LSU going again. Paul Maneri, of course, Florida remember name coaches. There's a 2-hopper to McGart. Throw is a little bit low and is bobbled by Funderknecht. On his way to third base is Albrecht. And runners at first and third now for Lafayette Jeff. That will be ruled as an error.
Error on the throw, don't you believe?
Yeah, absolutely. So now runners at first and third, so each team now has an error here in this contest. So first and third here for Lafayette Jeff with 2 outs.
I'm not sure I wouldn't just walk this guy.
Ripke, yes, struck out and popped out, but he is a dangerous hitter, batting .305. Does have 28 RBIs to lead the team.
Yeah, I don't know, but then you get to their 4-hitter, Griff Clark, so
who's got a single, has been on base twice.
Maybe you walk them both and give up 1 run.
Yeah, there you go. There's a called strike taken all the way by Ripke, and it's 0-1.
I think I'd walk some and remove
0-4-1.
I don't know. If you wins the game, you got to do it.
0-4-1 for Lafayette Jeff. 0-5-1 for Elkhart Central.
0-0. You're never going to do that.
And there's a cut right back to the screen, and it is now 0-2.
Maybe he's going to be aggressive up there in this situation, and Tanner Tully can take a little advantage of his aggressiveness. That was a high pitch he kind of chased at.
0-2 pitch, low for a ball. And
they got him!
First base. No, they do not. As Prater threw it over to Futterkin, it almost got Purdue. First base umpire said he just got back underneath the tag.
Man, I thought they had him from my vantage point, but I'm a lot further away than that umpire.
Yeah, we are, but that was an awful close play at first base, that's for sure. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Rifke. Another throw, they got him going in a rundown. The runner coming home, the tag not in time. Lafayette Jeff leads 1-0. Got the throw that they wanted as Tully threw over to first base, and that allowed Albrecht to come in and score, and it's 1-0 Lafayette Jeff.
Boy, that was a good baseball play there by the coach, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. He got what he wanted. He got the throw over to first base.
Now he's got another man in scoring position at second base.
As Purdue moves down to second. And the count at 1-2 to Ripke. And the pitch, swing and a miss for strike. Number 3, strikeout number 7 for Tanner Tully, and that will end the inning. But Lafayette Jeff does get 1 run.
Their fans are cheering.
On no hits, there was 1 left on the base paths, and there was 1 Elkhart Central error. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. The Broncos lead the Blue Blazers 1-0 on BroadcastSport.net.
Video Productions is a full-service video production studio offering the latest digital technology at affordable rates. Our services include scripting, marketing, and employee training videos, video editing and duplication, personal tribute videos, as well as transferring home videos or films to DVD. Our guiding principle has always been to exceed our clients' video production expectations. Our present location is 16575 State Road 120, King Plaza, Suite C, 1 mile east of downtown Bristol. Please call us at 574-848-5969 for more information, or visit our website at www.bandwagonvideo.com.
Penguin Point is the people-pleasing place. Now that summer is here, you need to head to Penguin Point, which is fantastic food off our great menu. From warm and wonderful sandwiches to hot dogs, burgers, fish, and chicken, as well as scrumptious side items. Penguin Point is your summertime stop for great food. And make sure you check out the many great deals we offer. Visit our website for specials and savings. Penguin Point of Elkhart wishes the Central baseball team the best of luck in the state baseball tournaments.
Back on BroadcastSport.net as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Lafayette Jeff leading Elkhart Central 1-0. 1-4-1 for Lafayette Jeff. 0-5-1 for the Blue Blazers of Elkhart Central. As they will come to hit here in the bottom of the 5th, it'll be Nemisnak, Tanner Tully, and Caleb DeFries to face Peter Rifke. Jasper leading in the 3A South Semi-State game by the score of 8-0 on the BroadcastSport.net scoreboard. 1-0 here, Lafayette Jeff leading Elkhart Central. Lafayette Central Catholic beat North White 10-0 in 5 innings earlier today. Here's the first pitch to Nemisnak. He'll pop one out of play. Right side, and it's 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Right there, my friend. I'm in good shape. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Ripke. That would fall right back here, and it's 0-2. And my son's team, as we said, lost 5 innings today, and he did strike out a couple times, but hit the baseball, had some contact with it.
What is he, 9 or 10?
He'll be 11 in August.
Okay.
He's playing minor league baseball out at local Little League here, but he was doing a good job. Played second base today. First loss of the year and went 0 for 2. Did strike out a couple times. That foul tip, so there you go. Learning the game.
And Chet Wagner's that field out on the Indiana Toll Road.
Very near the Toll Road, correct, yes. They'll be hosting a junior state softball tournament. As 1-2 pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. Nemisnak goes down swinging first out of the inning. Strikeout number 4 for Ripke. And Chet Wagner will be hosting a junior state tournament for softball July 17th through 23rd. And we will have that broadcast here on BroadcastSport.net. And that'll be followed by the senior regional tournament at the Belleville Softball Complex.
Well, there will be a lot to write about in the top of the 5th in this inning, wasn't there?
Oh, absolutely. You're right. It does start 23rd.
Let's hope the bottom of the 5th gives the Central fans something to write about.
And I'll see if Tanner can get it going here. So Central Blazers at the top of their order. He'll take a strike there. And it's 1-1.
Well, that was one of those strikes you can't do anything with.
1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch.
He's gonna pitch him away, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
He's gonna make him hit an opposite field home run. Tanner is a lefty, and he's gonna make him hit it out to left field.
2 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch from Ripke. That is low and away for a ball. The count goes 3-1 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
It's not a baseball game without a hot dog.
Absolutely not.
Harry Carey had something else when he did this, but
Yeah, well, there's a ground ball hit right back up the middle, and Tanner gets the 6th hit of the game for Elkhart Central.
That was a worm burner right behind the pitcher's back, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. So hit number 6. And that'll bring up Caleb DeFries, who is singled, and he has popped out today.
So how are these 2 cameras working out today?
They're working out really well. I believe they are. We've got a great view of home plate with the batter, and of course also a view of the whole field. It's something that we are doing and experimenting with throughout the season, something we're going to be doing with Little League this summer.
He pitched this guy away too. And again, that was one of those quick pitches, high fastballs to the outside corner. And I mean, right now, number 5 saying, "God, you gave me the low strike, you gave me the high strike against me. What am I going to have to? I'm just going to have to swing at anything close here." So we'll see what Caleb does. He's a free swinger anyway. Caleb DeFries.
1 for 2, singled back in the 3rd, popped out in the 1st, and that pitch misses for a ball.
He went for that pitch he got him on last time, didn't he? That low strike.
Yes, he did.
This pitcher has good memory, doesn't he? He knows what he's doing up there.
And the 1-1, that one is popped up out of play, third base side.
Now, did you see that? The pitcher was late again.
Yeah, he was.
I didn't see any hesitation there. I mean, that almost looked like a balk to me.
Yeah, it's getting close. Because when he goes quick, he goes really quick.
He's got a man on, and that was a quick pitch. That's got to be a balk.
1-2, high for a ball.
Sometimes you have too many umpires; they don't know which one's supposed to call it.
Yeah, these guys are not used to working 4-man crews. We're used to seeing 2, maybe 3 at the most. And obviously, with the semi-states, with 4 umpires, snap throw over to first, runner steps back in. No problem for Tanner. 1-0 Lafayette Jeff here in the bottom of the 5th. There's a swing and a miss for strike number 3. DeFries goes down swinging, second out of the inning. Strikeout number 5 for Peter Ripke.
If you can't tell from the video, this is an AstroTurf field, isn't it? Except for a home plate, the mound, and the bases, it's all AstroTurf out there.
Brand new to the Kovaleski Stadium. Joel Reinbold, of course, the head groundskeeper here. That ball will skip away from the pitcher. Tully on his way to second base.
In there safely, standing up. No chance to take third. I saw Reinbold out here earlier. I was surprised he didn't go out when Kyle Smith was down. He must have been back in the office somewhere.
Corey Malcolm is the hitter here for Central. And the pitch is down low for a ball.
Notice Reinbold looked like he was getting younger out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of those guys that every time you see him, he looks younger than the last time instead of older.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's also the Penn JV coach.
But we won't hold that against him. Maybe we will.
And that is a
That's
shot.
a shot.
And that goes down. It goes all the way to the wall. Tanner Tully will round third. He will score. We are tied at 1 on the RBI double by Corey Malcolm.
Corey celebrating out there. That's the good imp we like. Way to go, Corey. And he brought in his co-MVP of the NIC. Corey was MVP this year along with Tanner. I think Tanner should be in the running for Mr. Baseball, don't you?
I think so. Definitely in the running, if not the top candidate. So 1-1 now here in the bottom of the 5th. Runner at second base with 2 outs, and Thunder Connect, the hitter, is flown out and struck out.
They win this game after the jams he got out of, and I think he should be a shoo-in.
I think so. I think he should be anyway. And that pitch in there for a strike, and it is now 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 game here in the bottom of the 5th.
Now, Thunder Connect chased a pitch away last time to strike out. There, he got a hit.
And that will be over the glove of the second baseman. They will rub around Corey Malcolm, and he will score. And Elkhart Central is taking a 2-1 lead.
Corey Malcolm hit another gear there rounding third base. And there was a little bit of a bobble out in the right field, wasn't there?
There was.
Is that an error?
No, that's going to be ruled as a hit. Their official score says no error has not been posted.
I don't know. It hit the right fielder's glove.
Yeah, I don't know. Might be, but it will be the 8th hit of the game for Elkhart Central, nonetheless.
I don't think they should. At this level, that should be in the major leagues. That would be a hit and an RBI.
So 3 hits in the inning now.
Sometimes I think they give the high school players a tougher hit than they do in the major leagues.
I agree.
Notice that?
I do. But Elkhart Central's now taking a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 5th, 2 outs, and the runner on first base.
And that's probably because high school baseball is still, at least in Indiana, still more pure than the major leagues.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I love about this sport.
Very, very pure, that's for sure.
Some people look at it and they think it's boring, it's not fast enough, it's not soccer. But, in soccer, it's not lacrosse. Lacrosse is drawing a lot of players from baseball. But baseball is still a thinking person's game. I mean, you have to react fast, calm. There's a lot of pressure in the game. It teaches these boys the game of life, and that's what Coach Stutzman's been so good about with them, is teaching them how...
Ground ball, the second baseman flips to the bag for the out, and that will end the inning.
They're going to get knocked down, but with Stutzman, they're always going to pick themselves back up.
Absolutely. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 left on the base paths. We will go to the 6th, 2-1 Blue Blazers on BroadcastSport.net.
Mike's Sporting Goods, where champions are outfitted. Mike's has equipment and uniforms for every level. Being the only Adidas and Russell team dealers, Mike's offers the best pricing around. Call Kevin at 574-229-7999 and mention this ad and receive 20% off your next order. That's the fine folks at Mike's Sporting Goods.
Are you in need of quality building materials, friendly advice you can trust, and service you can count on? Look no further than K-Wood Products in South Bend. K-Wood Products is your home for all building materials ranging from dimensional lumber to hardware, windows, doors, and much more. Come on down and visit K-Wood Products at 25785 State Road 2, just 2 miles west from Mayflower Road and across the street from South Bend Motor Speedway. Or give us a call at 574-287-4262.
And we want to thank our fine sponsors for today's game. Of course, Doug Bernacki, attorney at law of Elkhart, Bandwagon Video of Bristol, Penguin Point of Elkhart, Mike's Sporting Goods, Creative Promotions, K-Wood Products, Verizon Wireless, Mapletronics Computers, John A. Sibrel and Company of South Bend, and 4way.net. Special thanks to them for allowing us to bring you this broadcast today from Kovaleski Stadium on BroadcastSport.net. We move to the top of the 6th inning. Elkhart Central leading Lafayette-Jefferson by the score of 2-1, and it'll be 4, 5, and 6 here for the Broncos. Griff Clark, Keaton Hamilton, and Reed Pittard against Tanner Tully. First pitch is hit down the right field line, but out of play, and it's 0-1.
So how many people are out here, did they say?
What was that number, Darryl? What was that number again?
1,695.
How many? 1,695 people in attendance.
For both games.
For both the 1A and 4A game, as that one's going to be chopped foul down the third baseline, and it's 0-2.
Hey, I'm thinking Prater looks pretty comfortable back there at catcher, backup.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? He came in for Kyle Smith, who, of course, had to come out of the game in the last inning after collapsing behind home plate.
Look at that helmet came off. He has a mohawk.
Oh,
these guys have the craziest hairstyles.
Yes, they do. Well, all part of the team unity, I guess, in the state baseball tournament. Here is the 0-2 pitch. That one left right back towards Ben, and it's 0-2.
I wonder if they're going to tell their kids someday about these haircuts they had.
I bet they will, especially if they can get through today and win the state championship next week. They'll have a great story to tell. 0-2 pitch, and on a call, first right.
That was a beautiful pitch.
Absolutely. Strikeout number 8 now for Tanner Tully. There's 1 out in the inning.
That looked unhittable. It looked outside, and it was a strike. An unhittable strike is always effective. We should be getting Tom Kurth in here pretty soon.
I would think so. Haven't seen him yet.
He's a former track coach at Central and athletic director.
And there's a high fly ball to left center field.
Look at that.
And Effers right there will make a heck of a catch as Hamilton gave that a ride. But Effers using all his speed back towards the warning track makes the catch for out number 2.
I'm going to say we saw a play in right field earlier by Cepeda to end an inning. and Jesse made a play, and then Eppers, that play there, I mean, look at the ground he covered out there. This has got to be one of the top outfields in high school.
I would agree with you. 336 down the lines and 405 to dead center here at the Cove. And he had run a long way, and he did so. As the hitter is Pittard, who has singled and a fielder's choice, has a stolen base today.
We haven't told our audience about what classes these guys in. Pittard's, what year is he? Do we know? Is he a senior?
Pittard is a senior, yes. He is a senior. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seniors on their team.
So these guys graduated last weekend. They're out here, and it's their summer vacation, and they got their diploma already.
Yep. And that pitch is popped out of play. As that's Griff Clark down there warming up for Lafayette Jeff, infielder, senior pitcher as well.
You know, not too many BBs, not too many BBs on your scorecard there, huh?
Not many. 3 by Tanner Tully and 1 by Ripke. So only 4 walks total here in this contest.
And no WWs.
No WWs.
And for those of you who don't know, that wasn't watching.
And see what's new in home and office computing. Their friendly service team is there to help with all of your computer repairs, whether you need a tune-up or a complete format and reinstall. New computers, high-speed DSL, Verizon Air cards, they've got it all. Mapletronics is your hometown store for computers and more. Give them a call at 534-2830 or visit their website at www.mapletronics.com. Since 1956, John A. Sibrel & Company has been helping their clients protect their financial interests. John A. Sibrel & Company gives friendly advice and helps you make the choices you want to make with your money. John A. Sibrel & Company is a member of the Chicago Stock Exchange. For more information on how you can protect your money, give John A. Sibrel & Company a call at 574-232-4854 or see them at 202 South Michigan Street, Suite 824 in South Bend.
Bottom of the 6th inning, ElkhartCentral leading Lafayette Jeff Class 4A North Semi-State Championship game by the score of 2-1. As the Blue Blazers will come to hit here in the 6th inning. Casey Ianegro will lead it off here for Elkhart Central, followed by Austin McCart and Jesse Cepeda. First pitch from Ripke is going to be ripped towards center field. As Albrecht backing up, and has to fight the wind, but makes the catch for out number 1. That ball hung in the air forever. But a nice play by Albrecht for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th.
I thought he was kind of dissing him there. He was playing in on him and hit it over his head. But, man, he covered a lot of ground backtracking. Usually you see an outfielder make a drop step and run to the spot. In this case, he just kept backpedaling, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And the wind also got under that ball a little bit. He had to fight that wind as there's a ground ball. Heads toward the first baseman, and that's Nelson. He will flip to Ripke. And the 3-1, that's the second out of the inning. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. For Lafayette Jeff in the 7th, they'll send up the bottom third of the order to try to keep this game and their season alive.
You know, Central wanted an insurance run in this inning, and here we go, having 2 pitches and 2 outs.
Yep.
So they're giving Lafayette Jeff a little hope with don't want to get their confidence up too much.
As Cepeda will take a strike.
That was smart, Cepeda. You should let him throw a couple of them before you even get dialed in, maybe.
And he's singled and he's flown out. He's 1 for 2 on the day. And he'll pop that one up. This towards left field. Hamilton backing up. And in the warning track, he will make the catch.
He did a pirouette out there. He turned both ways. I thought there was a chance.
Nothing across for the Blue Blazers in the bottom half of the 6th. We go to the top of the 7th. Lafayette Jeff.
4-pitch inning.
Wow. Lafayette Jeff down to their final 3 outs of the season. The Blue Blazers 3 outs away from playing at Victory Field on BroadcastSport.net.
Creative Promotions Incorporated of Elkhart is your only stop for all of your great promotional needs. Call them for your spirit wear, work shirts, clubs, teams, races, or athletic wear needs. Call Earl Keys at Creative Promotions Incorporated at 574-532-5607 for a free quote. At Creative Promotions, our product is promoting yours. That's Creative Promotions at 3112 Lexington Park Drive in Elkhart. Give them a call at 532-5607.
Aren't you getting tired of waiting on the Internet? www should not stand for worldwide wait. 4way.net offers wireless broadband Internet service with nearly 50 towers throughout St. Joseph, Southern Elkhart, Marshall, Kosciuszko, and Fulton counties. Now you too can surf the web like your friends for as little as $49 per month. 4way can deliver the Internet at speeds of up to 3 megabytes per second and beyond. Contact 4way.net at 574-277-7720 for an up-to-date status for your area. If you are in an area that you feel may benefit from their service, let them know. Visit their website at www.4way.net. Ethan Smith will lead it off here for Lafayette Jeff in the top of the 7th. Takes a pitch low for ball number 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Ethan Smith, Daniel Nelson, Blake Nugent. 2 to hit here for the Broncos in the top of the 7th inning. They trail by the score of 2-1.
1 inning left to determine who's going to go to the
one bounce by Negro, and he throws over to first, and Smith is retired. Elkhart Central 2 outs away from playing for the state championship.
There was a 1 hopper. You score it.
Yep.
Second baseman, first baseman.
Nice job by Negro getting that ball right into his glove and his chest. The strong throw over to first to retire Ethan Smith. That brings up Daniel Nelson, who has struck out and flown out.
A 2-pitch out by Tully there. 2-pitch.
And that first pitch is a strike, and it's 0-1.
Here he is getting ahead of batters again. You know, this is a battle between Elkhart County and Tippecanoe County, and who's going to go home on the bus crying here, right?
That's right. Swing and a miss. 87-mile-an-hour fastball swung through by Nelson, and he's down 0-2.
I thought this would be a big offensive day. It's turned out to be a big pitching day.
Yes, it has. It's been a big pitching duel. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss for strike. Number 3. Strikeout number 10 for Tanner Tully, and Elkhart Central 1 out away from making the trip to Victory Field next Saturday.
You know, they manufactured a run in that top of the 5th inning, and they did it with that play at third, basically stealing a run. But they had 4 walks, and this team's lived by walks all year.
Blake Nugent, the last hope for Lafayette Jeff, and he will take a pitch down low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes.
Of the teams still alive, Lafayette Jeff had more walks. Even in the tournament, they drew a lot of walks.
There's a called strike. Tanner Tully looking for his 9th win of the year.
10 strikeouts, 4 walks. Is that where we're at?
Yes, we're at. Yep. And 3 hits. 4 hits.
Double-digit strikeouts and spacing out the hits will usually win a game, won't it?
It will. Only 4 hits. He's got 10 strikeouts and 3 walks. Here's the pitch. A chopper down the third base line, but foul.
Hey, the fans are on their feet.
Yes, they are.
We're up to the last batter here, and
1 strike away from taking the trip down 31 South next Saturday.
2-2-2. 2 outs, 2 strikes, 2 balls.
And the pitch swing and a miss for strike.
Blazers win.
Nothing across for Lafayette Jeff in the 7th. Your final score, Elkhart Central beats Lafayette Jeff by the score of 2-1. The Blue Blazers move to 31-1. They pile on behind the pitching mound, and they will head to Victory Field to play for the Class 4A State Championship next Saturday. Lafayette Jeff's season is over at 22-13. Congratulations to the Broncos. They gave Elkhart Central everything they wanted, but the Blue Blazers victorious this afternoon by the score of 2-1. Back with the numbers after this. Go ahead.
A comeback victory, and Malcolm hit the game-winning RBI.
He certainly did. We'll be back with the numbers after this on BroadcastSport.net.
Introducing the plan that revolves around you. The new Share Everything plan. Only from Verizon. It's the first plan of its kind. Now get unlimited talk, unlimited text, and a single pool of shareable data that powers up to 10 devices, including smartphones, tablets, hotspots, and more. Plus, you can use your smartphone as a mobile hotspot for no extra charge. And with Verizon, you get more 4G LTE coverage than all other networks combined, in over 300 cities and counting.
Right now, get the Droid Zyboard 10.1 tablet or the Droid Razr, both by Motorola, and start sharing everything. Visit any Verizon store, VerizonWireless.com/share-everything, or call 1-800-256-4646. Verizon. New 2-year activation, upgrade, early termination, and other fees may apply. Cover details at VerizonWireless.com/bestnetwork.
Back at the Cove as the Blue Blazers raise the semi-state strip to add to their sectional trophy as the Elkhart Central Blue Blazers beat Lafayette Jeff here in the Class 4A North Semi-State by a score of 2-1.
That's making history for the Blue Blazers. It was a well-played game, well-umpired game, well-pitched game, well-coached game. The fans were in check, and they saw a good one today, didn't they?
As you can tell by the video stream, they come and greet their fans. 17. As they will raise that little strip that they can put on that regional and sectional trophy, as it is a Blue Blazer win by the score of 2-1. Here's the final line score. Elkhart Central 2 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. There's 6 left on the base paths. Lafayette Jeff 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error. They leave 6 on the base paths. Elkhart Central moves to 31-1, and they will play in the state championship game next Saturday night down at Victory Field in Indianapolis. Lafayette Jeff finishes their season 22-13. Winning pitcher Tanner Tully, he goes the distance, gives up 3 hits, 1 run, strikes out 11, and walks 3 this afternoon. The losing pitcher is Pete Rifke, as he drops his record to 7-3, gives up 2 runs, 8 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 1 walk in 6 innings pitched.
As the Blazers have a come-from-behind victory, which is something that they haven't had to do much this year.
They had to do it in the regional semifinal last week, trailing South Bend Clay late in the game, came from behind to win that game 5-4, then knocked off Lake Central 4-2 in the regional championship game, and again trailing 1-0 here in the 5th inning. They score 2 in the bottom of the 5th and hang on to win it by the score of 2-1.
And there's Trudy Badges. We got to give a shout out to her. She's the assistant athletic director at Elkhart Central High School, and Frank Surge, the principal's here. He's a great principal at that school.
Yes, he is, and we are hoping, we sent Darrell down, hopefully we'll get Tanner Tully to come up here and join us for a post-game interview, as Elkhart Central now 31-1 and 1 game away from winning the state championship, as they will play down at Victory Field in Indianapolis around 7 or 7:30 next Saturday night down at Indianapolis. And of course, we wish the Blue Blazers the best of luck next week as they play for the Class 4A state title. And Doug, this was really a well-played baseball game by both teams, well-played, well-umped, and I think well broadcasted as well.
I think you got senior leadership on both teams, and certainly the senior leaders of Elkhart Central teamed up today. Corey and Tanner pulled out a heck of a game, didn't they?
Yeah, Corey Malcolm, of course, the game-winning RBI double in the 5th that allowed Tanner to score, and of course that made it 1-1, but it ended up being the winning run as the Elkhart Central Blue Blazers win by the score of 2-1.
And if they got drafted today, it would be icing on the cake, and they both deserve to get drafted.
You know, Tanner had not, as the draft was still going on. We hadn't heard. There were still a couple of teams that they had him on their list. We hadn't heard if he's been drafted yet or not, but of course we will let you know if we hear anything on that. We've sent Darrell down to get Tanner Tully. Hopefully he will. We'll take a break. We'll continue on here from Elkhart Central at the Cove as they win it by the score of 2-1 on BroadcastSport.net.
Full-service video production studio offering the latest digital technology at affordable rates. Our services include scripting, marketing, and employee training videos, video editing and duplication, personal tribute videos, as well as transferring home videos or films to DVD. Our guiding principle has always been to exceed our clients' video production expectations. Our present location is 16575 State Road 120, King Plaza, Suite C, 1 mile east of downtown Bristol. Please call us at 574-848-5969 for more information, or visit our website at www.bandwagonvideo.com.
Penguin Point is the people-pleasing place. Now that summer is here, you need to head to Penguin Point for some fantastic food off our great menu. From warm and wonderful sandwiches to hot dogs, burgers, fish, and chicken, as well as scrumptious side items. Penguin Point is your summertime stop for great food. And make sure you check out the many great deals we offer. Visit our website for specials and savings. Penguin Point of Elkhart wishes the Central baseball team the best of luck in the state baseball tournaments. Mike's Sporting Goods, where champions are outfitted. Mike's has equipment and uniforms for every level. Being the only Adidas and Russell team dealers, Mike's offers the best pricing around. Call Kevin at 574-229-7999 and mention this ad and receive 20% off your next order. That's the fine folks at Mike's Sporting Goods.
Are you in need of quality building materials, friendly advice you can trust, and service you can count on? Look no further than K-Wood Products in South Bend. K-Wood Products is your home for all building materials ranging from dimensional lumber to hardware, windows, doors, and much more. Come on down and visit K-Wood Products at 25785 State Road 2, just 2 miles west of Mayflower Road and across the street from South Bend Motor Speedway. Or give us a call at 574-287-4262.
Mapletronics Computers is the place to find great computers, great service, and really great people. Stop by their showroom located at 2116 West Wilden Avenue in Goshen and see what's new in home and office computing. Their friendly service team is there to help with all of your computer repairs, whether you need a tune-up or a complete format and reinstall. New computers, high-speed DSL, Verizon Air cards, they've got it all. Mapletronics is your hometown store for computers and more. Give them a call at 534-2830 or visit their website at www.mapletronics.com. Since 1956, John A. Sibrel & Company has been helping their clients protect their financial interests. John A. Sibrel & Company gives friendly advice and helps you make the choices you want to make with your money. John A. Sibrel & Company is a member of the Chicago Stock Exchange. For more information on how you can protect your money, give John A. Sibrel & Company a call at 574-232-4854 or see them at 202 South Michigan Street, Suite 824 in South Bend.
Creative Promotions Incorporated of Elkhart is your only stop for all of your great promotional needs. Call them for your spirit wear, work shirts, clubs, teams, races, or athletic wear needs. Call Earl Keith at Creative Promotions Incorporated at 574-532-5607 for a free quote. At Creative Promotions, our product is promoting yours. That's Creative Promotions at 3112 Lexington Park Drive in Elkhart. Give them a call at 532-5607.
Aren't you getting tired of waiting on the Internet? www should not stand for World Wide Wait. 4way.net offers wireless broadband internet service with nearly 50 towers throughout St. Joseph, Southern Elkhart, Marshall, Kosciuszko, and Fulton counties. Now you too can surf the web like your friends for as little as $49 per month. 4way can deliver the internet at speeds of up to 3 megabytes per second and beyond. Contact 4way.net at 574-277-7720 for an up-to-date status for your area. If you are in an area that you feel may benefit from their service, let them know. Visit their website at www.4way.net. Back at Kovaleski Stadium in downtown South Bend, Indiana, ElkhartCentral, your semi-state champion, as they defeat Lafayette Jeff by the score of 2-1, and we are pleased to be joined here in the press box by the ace of the pitching staff. Did a great job out on the mound today, as well as hitting the baseball. Tanner Tully joins us up here, and Tanner, what a great victory for this team. Another come-from-behind victory. Got down 1-0, but you and the seniors really able to come right back, got some timely hitting, and you did a great job on the mound. Just some kind of thoughts here about winning a semi-state championship, one victory away from a state championship.
Thank you. It was a lot of hard work, and we took our time and came back and got a victory.
You know, the senior leadership on this team has really seemed to step up. You know, last week you're down to Clay in the regional. You come back and win that game 5-4, a tight game with Lake Central in the night game 4-2, and a tight game here. What has been the chemistry on this team, and what have been some of the great attributes of this team to keep this thing running, to move to 31-1 and playing for a state title next week?
We're all really good friends and always hang out together after practice and everything, and just have a lot of fun together.
That's a very important thing. I know the hairstyle has been kind of a big thing, and to kind of show the unity. And when you're a family like this and you can kind of count each other and you really know what each other's going to do, how much has that helped you in the success of this team?
A lot, because we always know someone behind us has our back.
Obviously, next week you get to take that trip down 31 South to play at Victory Field and have an opportunity to go down there, I think, this week to kind of take a look around. You don't have to worry about school. School obviously is over now. You're into the summer vacation, and you know, I'm sure that's going to be a lot of fun to go down there and see the facility and then play at the home of a AAA ball club.
Yes, it'll be a blast.
It certainly will. I want to ask you, obviously you're headed to Ohio State next year. not been drafted yet in the Major League Draft. It's still going on. I know a couple teams are still looking at you. What are some of your aspirations, and what are you planning to study when you go to Ohio State?
To learn across the field first.
You got to learn that song first, yes. I be careful how you say that, my friend. Daryl's a Northwood graduate, so you have to forgive him for that.
I'm going to study sports management and hopefully get drafted junior year out of college and go play baseball for a living.
So you want to obviously try to get your education first, and and I think that's a smart thing. What are some of the things you guys are going to do this week to prepare to play for a state title? I know there's a lot of things that you do every day in routine, and you want to keep that routine, but the state title game is always something a little bit different, something you're going to try to do to have a little more fun this week, to keep loose and not have those jitters?
Probably hang out a lot more, and then probably just work on timely hitting, stay after, hitting the cages a lot more.
We got to keep the same hairstyles for next week?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Tanner, congratulations on the semi-state championship here this afternoon, and the best of luck down at Victory Field next week. Tanner Tully joins us here on BroadcastSport.net. Elkhart Central wins it 2-1. Back after this break on BroadcastSport.net.
The Indiana High School Athletic Association has a simple message for all those who participate in high school athletics. Play hard. Play to win. But above all, play with respect. Respect for your teammates, respect for your opponents, and respect for the game. Practice sportsmanship the way you play. All right. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Back at Kovaleski Stadium in downtown South Bend, Indiana, where Elkhart Central has defeated Lafayette Jeff by the score of 2-1. They'll play in the Class 4A state title game next Saturday night down at Victory Field in Indianapolis. Of course, Victory Field, the home of the AAA Indianapolis Indians. Let's run down the baseball and softball scoreboard, what we have for you at this point. Vincennes-Rebay beat Rising Sun 7-0 this afternoon. It was Lafayette Central Catholic here earlier today over North White by the score of 10-0 in 5 innings. Norwell beat Western 5-2. South Spencer over Park Tudor 2-0. In games going on right now, Northfield leads Adams Central 5-0 in the third. Cathedral is leading Jeffersonville now, Darryl? So Cathedral leading Jeffersonville 4-2 in the sixth. If that holds, Cathedral would play Elkhart Central next week for the 4A state title. And Jasper leading Crawfordsville 9-1 in the fourth. In softball today in the Class 1A state title game, Lakewood Park Christian wins yet another Class 1A state softball title. They defeat Tecumseh 10-3. And in the 2A game, it was Indianapolis-Sena defeating Adams Central by the score of 4-2. Yorktown and Tri-West Hendricks playing for the 3A title. And that game is underway, and Portage and Franklin Central will play at 7:30 tonight at Ben Davis High School to wrap up the high school softball season. As you can see by the video stream, the Elkhart Central Blue Blazers are celebrating their semi-state title as they defeat Lafayette Jeff by the score of 2-1. They'll play at around 7 o'clock next Saturday night down in Indianapolis at Victory Field for the Class 4A state baseball title. Don't forget, next Friday, Yorktown and Tri-West in 3A softball, 2-2 in the bottom of the fourth. We'll keep you updated on our score ticker right here on BroadcastSport.net. Want to remind you the next Friday and Saturday, Darryl and I will be down at the Newcastle Fieldhouse, the world's largest fieldhouse, as we'll have the Class All-Star Classic. Steve Stremming and Kurt Benson put on a great tournament. We'll have games on Friday and Saturday for you. Hope you can join us for the Class Basketball All-Star Classic at the Newcastle Fieldhouse. This will be our third year doing this for them, so hope you can join us starting a little before noon on Friday, as we'll have 4 games on Friday as well as Saturday. There'll also be a Christian All-Star game in there, so we'll have a total of 9 games for you next Friday and Saturday right here on BroadcastSport.net. Again, congratulations to both Lafayette Central Catholic, a 10-0 winner over North White in 5 innings, and to Elkhart Central as they defeat Lafayette Jeff by the score of 2-1 to win the Class 4A Northern Semi-State title. Also, special thanks to Athletic Director at South Bend Clay High School, Joe Toth, and his staff for a great day of baseball here and his hospitality here at the Cove, and also to all the staff and management here at Kovaleski Stadium in South Bend. And that will wrap up coverage of the 2013 IHSAA Boys Baseball State Tournament. Tonight's game brought to you by Doug Bernacki, Attorney at Law in Elkhart, Fanwagon Video of Bristol, Penguin Point of Elkhart, Mike's Sporting Goods, Creative Promotions, K-Wood Products of South Bend, Verizon Wireless, Mapletronics Computers, John A. Sibrel and Company of South Bend, and 4way.net. The preceding broadcast owned and copyrighted by BroadcastSport.net Any use of this broadcast in any form without the express written consent of BroadcastSport.net is strictly prohibited. Again, your final score, Elkhart Central 2 and Lafayette Jeff 1. For our chief videographer, Ben Jones, our technical director, Daryl Yaw. Also, special thanks to Doug Bernacki helping us out with the color commentary today here at the Cove. Your final, Central 2, Lafayette Jeff 1. I'm John Overmeyer for the entire staff and management of BroadcastSport.net, bidding you a good weekend, and God bless from all of us at BroadcastSport.net. So long, everybody.